Am I the asshole for divorcing my pregnant wife after she abandoned my cat, which led to its death? I have known my wife for 7 years, married for 4, she's 6 months pregnant with our first child. I have an indoor-only cat who I raised from a kitten to his current age of 16 years. My wife and I are the only people he's been around regularly. My wife has suddenly developed allergies to the cat. We talked with our doctor and he said sometimes this can happen. My wife wants me to rehome my cat. I don't want to do this, he's old, he only knows me and my wife, he only knows our home, he's not been around other people or animals. I think it will be very stressful for him and at this age it might just kill him. I offered my wife a compromise. We can stay with her parents, who live 10 minutes away and have no issues with us taking the spare bedroom, until the baby is born, and then if the allergies persist for her or the baby I can look into very carefully, finding my cat a permanent new home. I check in on my cat every day. My wife called me a huge asshole for prioritizing my cat over her and the baby's health. I just don't want to traumatize my cat over something that might be temporary. AITA? Update 2 days later. None of it matters anymore. After I read the responses to my original post, I started thinking about other options so my wife and I could stay in our home. My brother lives a few hours away and he spent a few years living with my cat when we were younger, so I called him and explained the situation. He agreed to adopt him, but he was out of town, so the soonest he could come pick him up was weekend after next. I told my wife that we would have to keep the cat for less than 2 weeks until my brother gets here, and until then she would have to use allergy tablets or stay with her parents. She became furious and said she was not going to leave our house and the cat had to go ASAP. I told her this was the best I could do. I was not going to give my cat away to whatever random person stopped by first. Yesterday I got home from work and I couldn't find my cat. I asked my wife and she told me, no hesitation nothing, that she dropped him off at an animal shelter. Her words, I am pregnant and miserable and you wouldn't get rid of him, so I did. I didn't argue, I just asked her to tell me which shelter and drove straight there. I didn't see my cat at the cages in the shelter. When I showed the lady working there a picture of my cat, she started apologizing. She said they put him with the other cats, but later they were bringing in a large dog, which they have to take dogs past the cat cages to the dog cages. The dog jumped at my cat's cage and barked at him, and my cat panicked and had a heart attack. Her guess. He died. They gave me his body in a shoebox. I took him home. My wife started apologizing once she saw him, but I ignored her and went straight to the backyard and buried him. I called my brother earlier today and explained what happened. He started yelling into the phone that my wife murdered my cat and I need to reconsider my relationship. I just feel numb. I haven't said a word to my wife. I don't think I can even look at her. I don't know what I'm going to do. OP replies to comment basically telling him to get over it. I want you to know that I read your comment several times because I really wanted to understand what you were saying. Towards my wife and everything else I feel numb. Towards you I feel an anger that I have not felt against anything. My cat died terrified, surrounded by chaos. I had him for 16 years. He deserved 2 weeks to get a peaceful home. Nothing will make it right. But I am not the reason he's dead, and I will never accept any reconciliation that includes the lie that I am. Heartbreaking comment. I can really see how this would completely color how he sees his wife for the rest of his life. How horrible. What a world. Heartbreaking comment too. Geez, this is awful. I don't think I'd ever fully get over a betrayal like that. There would always be some kind of grudge. Heartbreaking comment 3. Usually I think people online are too fast to jump to the divorce the person route, but this is one of the few things that I even consider unredeemable, and I've supported people who have forgiven cheaters. I think this is a step above most things you can do to someone you love. Sharp comment. How is she going to do if the kid annoys her? Dump it at a fire station? And kids are more annoying than a cat allergy at times. I could never trust my so after this. What a selfish, narcissistic thing to do. Comment from Read Best. Everyone's quick to side with the pet owner, and I get it. But maybe the cat and the pregnant wife just didn't click. She was super worried about the baby, and one tiny mistake causes a huge mess. The husband's hurt and you can tell he can't forgive her.